Hey there, cutie. Been a while since I've seen you, right? yeah. Well, I figured it was, a bit appropriate for me to take a break for a while. I've got my own whole business of things to do that don't involve you, surprisingly enough, given I like you so much, but it's not a vacation away from you in specific. Don't believe that. I love hanging out with you. That's why I've taken you somewhere very nice for a special day of mine. At least here on Earth, it's pretty special, apparently. It's, what do they call it here? That time when the calendar repeats when you were born. Birthday, yeah. It's my birthday. Yeah. Yeah, I figured if I'm on Earth so much, I may as well celebrate like someone who's from Earth. Though, it seems a bit odd to do it every year for someone like me, you know. Odd for me. Yeah. I mean, to go by your Earth birthdays, I don't even know which one exactly this would be. Obviously, mainly because I'm from Venus, so, our days are a lot shorter than yours. I believe our years are quite a bit longer. We have a slower orbit around the sun than Earth, which has quite a fast one. I could be mistaken on that. To be honest, it's not my biggest focus on how long or short a day or year is, What is my concern is what goes on those planets. Yes, but my point being, I'm technically thousands of Earth years old, so having a birthday every single year wouldn't be too exciting anymore. I mean, relatively, yeah, to you, yes, I'm sure I'm quite old. I'm like 1600 or something like that. Like I said, it's extraordinarily hard to try to remember all those years, so I don't. I'm young, is all you really need to care about. I'm young, then there's, not quite young, there's middle-aged, then there's upper middle-aged, and then there's old, then you're dead. Really, that's all there is to it for us. But I'm as physically mature as someone from Earth in their mid-20s. Listen, if you want to get all thinking about how old I might be, just don't worry about it. I'm old enough, that's what matters. Old enough to be, silently conquering your planet, dude. So, something you gotta realize and get over. But, you're my dragon, and obviously you don't care if I take over your planet anymore, so that's perfect. Besides, if we actually did take over your planet, all the nice spots like these, which we get to hang out at, probably wouldn't exist anymore. They'd probably be cratered with so much pungent, toxic smog. Just to make us dragons' lives easier, Make it easier to breathe, but then it gets rid of all this nice natural life that you have on Earth. It makes the water turn an awful, pungent shade of yellow. So many pollutants. come with being a planet for us dragons, you know? We're not purposely nasty in that way, but, you know, it's beautiful to us. Putrid you. And to be honest, I don't really give a shit if it feels like it's putrid. To you. Oh, what? You don't want to imagine your Earth consumed in a yellow toxic smog 24/7? Won't happen within your lifetime. Your natural one that you would have had as a human. So don't worry about that. Yeah, but no, it's nothing you need to worry about yet. Trust me, by the time Earth is covered with our amazing yellow presence, your mind won't even remember this planet as it was. Oh, right. I was here to think about non-work stuff and celebrate my birthday. I forgot already, you know. Work. Yeah, but it's been a while since we've hung out. Yeah. I found this resort. It's quite nice. It's just a little place on a bay, you know. Figured we could sit out in a nice open air. Because I feel like if I had you indoors any longer, I'd be breathing down your face a little too hard, a little too fast, you know. You always seem to like the concentration to come towards the end of our time together, and not at the beginning. So, yeah, you know. But, you know. I'm sorry, I'm so lost in my own words right now thinking about, I guess, how gorgeous this place is. There's even a fire down here. I'm not sure if it's one of those fake earth ones they made, but it seems real. Probably propagated by propane, if I had to guess, or natural gas. Natural gas. It's so fun they used our flavoring in it to make it notable. Oh. Hydrogen sulfide, you know, stinky. To you guys, to us it smells sweet and very nice, and it's not something you can overdose on and die from. But for humans and anything on Earth, really, it's like, oh, that stuff. Oh, you up the parts per million a little too much, and everyone will go choking and trying to crawl away from it. That's the fun part about it, you know? When they try to run. You never tried to run. You were interesting. You seemed like you wanted to be caught. You did, I'm sure. You seem like the kind of freak who'd enjoy my fangs. And I don't think I was wrong on that assumption. Am I a freak? No, but there was no one here. And anyone who might have been here was peacefully evacuated at gunpoint to go somewhere else. And there's no one coming to try to fix that. And because I had about 20 of my soldiers behind me, because, you know, gotta make sure they get the message and don't just think I'm one person. They gotta know I have enforcement when I make a threat. Oh. Sorry, I clearly had to wipe the sweat from my face. It doesn't exist. Totally nothing weird happened there. Oh, you know, just brushing my hair away. No, but we're perfectly alone in this perfectly peaceful little resort. I figured we could spend some time together and have some fun. After our initial talk, we could perhaps swim in the pool beside us. Or, if you're more a person to dive into the ocean, I wouldn't mind doing some pollution. That sounds terrible out of context that humans might consider, but merely, there is no good way to phrase that. It all implies something weird. I seek to pollute the ocean with a high sulfur content, one bit at a time. I am quite high sulfur content, so swimming in it makes well, unfortunately, like I said, hydrogen sulfide. You know, that eggy, rotten smell that humans seem to so demeaningly associate with certain actions of their own bodies, like complete degenerates. But in reality, hydrogen sulfide is amazing. It lets you stupid humans, not you, fortunately, former human, thank God, with a little bit of taste for what good venom is. You're so sweet. And apparently very smart. Smart enough to get bit. Not smart enough to, I'm sorry, not stupid enough to get shot. Sorry, rolling over my own words here, you know. It's, nice to spend some time with you. Even if, I don't know. It's not on the ship, you know. It's nicer here, though, I guess. Mainly, I just did this because I felt like you'd enjoy it. Seems like the kind of place a human, or whatever you were when you were... I forget, I'm so sorry. I forget what you were. There's so many weird bipedal creatures on Earth nowadays. I guess technically I'm one of them. I do sit here on Earth quite a bit. Just going on with my business. Biting, poisoning the environment. Upping my own army. Well, enough of that, you know. I wanted to tell you about some gifts I'm getting myself back on the ship. And they'll take a while to make, unfortunately. You know, great designs require time, and you can have 100 dragons working on a project. But they sure as heck ain't gonna get it right the first time. And by not getting it right the first time, I mean my suit. My bodysuit. The one I wear so consistently. That quite a few humans have taken a liking to. More of that freak nature of theirs coming through, I guess. I don't get it. But you actually act normal with it, so I guess I can tell you and maybe you won't get overexcited, I guess. I'm having it remade, you know. Normally I would have something like this armored up, but no point. I'm more making it a threat of a suit to wear. Well, a threat to everyone around me. First of all, going to mostly be wearing a respirator very soon. Probably not to speak to you, though. I respect the fact that you probably like looking inside my mouth. I call you out on it, but you very much know you like looking at my fangs, freak. But I don't know which colors they've been coming up with, but I did request a very pretty acid yellow. Though I'm having second thoughts, and I may go with a nice lime green, toxic green, something more the color, that's a bit stealthier, a bit darker. But what we have decided is that my symbol, the one you may know from my side, Lord, you can't see it from here. My biohazard symbol is, it's kind of supposed to be, it's actually based on the alchemical sulfur symbol here on Earth. And three of them lined up into triangles that, when combined, I'm trying to angle my hands here to represent it, but it's kind of hard. Like less than 100 years ago, I'm sorry, I'm horribly tired. The smell of that burning propane is quite nice to my nose. Makes me very sleepy. Quite honestly, I believe after I'm done speaking with you, I'm going to lay down on this couch behind me and absolutely fall asleep. Honestly, the nice, cool breeze might help with this time of year. I love the heat, but every so often having a nice chilled nap is so nice, isn't it? Sitting there on a couch or whatever in the outdoors and just laying there, head slightly raised with a pillow, just getting a nice crisp breeze across you, especially in this ever-heating summertime you people have. You know global warming's real, right? That's why your summers are getting hotter and your winters are getting more extreme. Well, no time for what shouldn't be politics but is now. We've got much more important things to talk about and discuss. Like if I'm going to allow you to snuggle me once I'm done with you here. Perhaps I'll lay on my back, and you can join me hugging into my chest, and we can snuggle together, emanating heat and a bit of a poisonous vapor, nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe I kiss you, maybe I don't. Depends on how cuddleable you are, really. It all depends on how you behave. And right now, I think you deserve it. But that's after we're done talking, so don't get any excited ideas. For now, I love the idea of sitting on this couch behind us and then falling asleep together, cuddling. And I think we will. I'm going to make sure it's pleasant for both of us, of course. That wasn't even the point I was trying to make. I was trying to inform you about the wonderful gifts I'm getting myself. Like the respirator I was mentioning. It's actually going to be a feedback respirator. It won't actually, help me not breathe the outside air. It'll just recycle my own, what may be the human's very toxic and dangerous gases back into me. A feedback loop as I can rebreathe my own breath. It's not waste from my body coming out. It is literally stuff I need to survive. You know how annoying it is going back to the ship once a week to refill on sulfur gas to breathe. Our whole ship has that lovely, or maybe to you still disgusting looking yellow haze. Oh, it's so relaxing to breathe compared to your dirty, polluted Terran air. Even the air is full of microplastics here. You people really fucked yourselves. Oh Lord, 90% of the stuff around us, it's probably made of polymers. Well, doesn't much matter to me. I just like having fun here. And luckily, I know how to remove microplastics from my body with one simple chemical trick. Am I gonna tell you? No, not yet. But needless to say, we keep our dragons clean of any dirty polymers that may be building up inside our bodies. And you're kept nice and clean and safe and wonderfully well kept. I expect all of you to be in tip-top shape, especially the ones I permit to share a bed with me, you know. Even if it is just for slumbering together for comfort, you know. Gotta keep those spirits high, even for me. What's that word that humans use when they haven't had any personal attention for a while? Touch-starved? I may not get touch-starved, but I do like the feeling of someone else against my body. In multiple ways. You smile like that, and I know immediately what you're thinking, but don't be perverse. Not in a million years, pal. And even then, in a million years, at least I'll be dead. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's the lives of those who must. I just made that last part up, and I don't think it makes any goddamn sense. Oh well, I never said I was a goddamn literary genius, especially when I'm not even speaking my native tongue. I had to learn your god-awful English language, so feel lucky I'm even bothering to speak to you in it. Listen, I can be as sassy as I fucking want. It's my birthday, dear. And if that means that I want to drill it into your head that you're nothing more than a toy to me, something I use to make myself feel comfortable, you're gonna have to be fine with that. Or I'm gonna make it an issue of you still, being close to me. Or close to my ship. But I'm sure you don't have any issues with that. You're lovely to be around. An absolute angel. Do you know I'm compared to an angel on quite a few occasions? Mainly by people who want to kill me and don't know who I am. But these lovely wings, these lovely, amazing, beautiful wings, which, if I may say, don't remind me that I shouldn't wrap my wings around you tight. I love wrapping people up around me, making them feel my presence, my warm, almost feathery, but instead fluffy wings, wrapping around their body. Sometimes it's to make them a corpse instead, but not the case for you. It's a lovely touch. I bet you love the feeling of my wings wrapping around you, embracing your spine. Oh, your wings are so small and undeveloped yet. Understandably so. When my venom transforms you, it transforms what's there. It rearranges you, it fucks with your genetics heavily. That's why you don't start with horns or wings. Or even the real big ears. Your ears are still tiny. Not very sensitive at all. It's sad. I love when ears are sensitive and fun to play with. It makes more sense why I like being touched then, doesn't it? with all these large sensitive parts of my body, and how I'd want someone to enjoy feeling them because I enjoy how it feels. No, you may not touch, not until you understand how it feels. That's gonna be a while. Quite a while. Not hundreds of years long, but maybe a couple. Your body does have to work with what nutrients it has there to make all these beautiful little items. Longer, more sensitive ears. Nice, long, curved, beautifully crafted horns will start poking out of your skull months from now, maybe. But it'll take ages to finish them off and have such a beautiful curl as mine do. And what comes last, but yet first, is your wings. Your wings, though. All Venusian's wings are essentially to negate any amount of landing damage we may take. You know, keep ourselves on both our feet. Make sure we land safely. Basically, they're just there to spread the resistance of the air. Give us something to catch on and to land safely. They are not meant for flying, but they are very much meant for a very short range, grappling our prey close to our body, so we can do what they want, or what we want. That prey may be in a fun way, or it may be in a literal way. It's all up to interpretation. Right now, it's in a cuddly way, a loving way, a way which you probably enjoy the hell out of. Feeling my fluffy, lovely, awesome wings, my full-fledged, full adult dragon wings, wrapping around your back, wrapping you all the right ways, making you feel amazing. You love it. Yes, you do. But that's basically all the bodily features you'll need to grow. Well, assuming you started with a tail, which you may have. Personally, I don't care much for the tails. But the tails are also great at grappling. For shorter range, more different applications, I'm sure. You get my drill. Some of our tails are extraordinarily fluffy. Paintbrush head, like huge base, like just amazing. Mine is longer and skinnier, unfortunately. It wasn't always the case. I am actually actively planning with this gift suite I'm getting myself to grow out my tail fur again and give myself a bit of a paintbrush tail. You know the style. I'm sure all your little artists probably wear is like just super fluffy and points in at the top. Or the base. No, not the base. The tip. The tip. It's like a wonderful large paintbrush. And I am going to paint my love all over your face once I grow it back out. But that's not all. I keep a stray. My bad. Of my suite of gifts, not only am I getting a new suit, but new toys on my suit. Sulfuric grenades to just fill the air with my, unfortunately for humans, nostrils, disgusting presence. Really, they just need to grow a pair. Luckily, the amount of hydrogen sulfide in those grenades is just enough to knock out their sense of smell And only so they can get nauseous and just horribly choked up on it. You know, a little chemical night. And maybe forever if they're not careful, but you know, the mysterious, dangerous, smelly, off-putting yellow cloud generally is enough to make most people run away in fear. Most people. But hey, you know, save a few with a lovely bite if they seem like they're worth my effort. Or one of my boys' efforts. Maybe your effort someday. I don't know. But besides that, I was concepting with one of the designers a gun that would spew a condensed form of the same sulfur gas that's in my breath, but we both kind of decided that's redundant. I have my own breath. Why do I need to spew it farther and longer when I can just grapple them down and have more fun with it? So instead, we're taking a nice classic Italian, I believe. Maybe it's from America, I don't know. But we're going to be transforming a gun that is quite rare. We're reproducing it, and we're fitting it with rounds that should have interesting effects on people. It'll no longer be a lethal device, but instead something that can put people on the floor so they can struggle. Basically a needle gun. Shooting a needle of high pressurized, dirty toxins into their bloodstream. Oh, that'll be so much more effective than just basically being a longer range version of my breath. You know. My. Whew, and there's so many more little things I'm looking forward to. We'll be turning the symbol that I normally have on my hips and back. We'll be putting that straight up front here for everyone to see. There'll be a nice triangle on my chest containing my symbol. Unfortunately, it does give people a reason to look at my chest and wonder what it means. So, you know, few people might take advantage of getting to look at that and having a reasonable excuse. But hey, let them do what they want, you know. Looking ain't gonna kill anyone. Sure as hell ain't gonna kill me. But we're still deciding. We're looking at what colors work best together. What we might add as extras. I've been thinking about adding, you know, a mask that connects to my mouth. Not like the respirator I described, or one that I have a tube that I put in my mouth, and a gas mask on the other end, so I can really give someone a strong dose very quickly. I don't know. It's all up in the air. That may not happen. I could see where some humans could get the wrong idea off that look. Some might assume it's some kind of gear for explicitries, but no, this suit is going to be fully weaponized to make hunting people more fun, you know? Not everything needs to be so serious. This suit is going to be my new main outfit. So, who knows? Maybe by the next time you see me, I won't be wearing this anymore, my lovely original. It's served with me for 100, 200 years. I used to wear a magic outfit. I also want to get that restored, back to its original glory. Oh, it used to be just a robe, you know, white and black with some yellow cusps. Yellow frill around my head. I used to go as a mage. You know, technology is magic that people don't understand. All that. Oh, It was so fun, so amazing to do. It really concerned the hell out of people back in the day. I was only a couple 100 years old, still fully developed enough to go, conquering. But I absolutely loved implying to people that I was a wonderful, helpful mage. And then I burned them with chemicals. I took them away and I made them mine. I'll never stop being evil. I'll never stop conquering. But I'll always be down to have fun at someone else's expense. Speaking of, maybe we should go lay down. Quite honestly, I haven't let you get a word in edgewise. I'll even release you from my wings. There we go. You want them still. When we lay back down, I'll find a comfortable angle. I don't want to crush these things, make them look tattered. Gotta think about myself here, sweetheart. Much more than you. But I still love thinking about you. You're so sweet and nice. And when I make alternate implications, you're not stupid enough to skip over them mentally. It's wonderful having someone with a little brain power used to formerly be from here. My mouth is getting so dry. So, I think we'll stop talking now. And I'll go take you down onto the couch. And we'll just snuggle for the night. We'll wake up tomorrow all refreshed, ready to go, take on the day, and take on however many humans you want to handle. Because it may be my birthday, but tomorrow is your day to have some fun. Get ready to pin some people down and bite them. Or have me do it if you don't feel comfortable. We're going to have quite the day. Love you, sweetheart.